Oh, you know I had to talk about this game, baby! Woo! I have 5 Street Fighter playmats right here. I don't even play card game. I don't even play card games in real life. And I still have these playmats. You know I was gonna play this game. And it's so good. Oh, let's dive into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you...
Teppen.
Teppen. Ah! This game. If Teamfight Tactics didn't get released right now, this is the game I'd be playing 24/7. I almost did. I've had a couple 5 a.m. bangers. Just run it back. One more. Not like that. Come on. One more. Anyway. Okay, we're getting a lot of pop-ups. Anyway, this is Teppen. Holy shit, this game is so good. I saw an ad for this on Duolingo, and I said, wait a minute. Is that Ryu, or is Tencent at it again? Sure enough. That's Ryu. That's the guy I'm using. Anyway, let's go through this stuff. There's so much to this game. It's free. It's on App Store, Google Play. Go ahead and download it. It's so good. All right, single player, hero stories. Here's all the characters that are in there right now. Ryu, Rathalos. This is a Capcom banger, if you didn't already know. Ryu, Rathalos, X, Chun, Morrigan, Dante, Wesker, and Nergigante. There's 4 different colors, and each color kind of corresponds to a certain gameplay type. So black is like high risk, high reward, self-harm and sacrifice and recursion type elements. Purple is kind of board control, stunning, silencing, countering, action cards. Defensive, heals, shields, and you got your, aggro, burn stuff here. But there's stories. Each character has 3 different chapters. If you play through those chapters, pretty quick. There's just one battle and some story segments in there. Basically, at the end of every single chapter, it talks about how that character is going to the Land of Illusion, but it's never mentioned again, so I don't know if they're going to have more story content or if it's just, hey, Land of Illusion, everyone's fighting, whatever. Doesn't matter. 3 chapters, you unlock the character and you get their basic deck. Then there's Chronicles, which are kind of unique quests that you can do. You play with a custom deck for that scenario. And then obviously at practice, you can pick which character you want to use. And then pick here, pick this guy. Then you pick the character that you want to fight against. And each ultimate that they have corresponds to a difficulty level. We'll get into that in a second. But a lot of single player stuff here. Coliseum, I'm not high enough rank for this. It's not even letting me click on it. But you have to be like master rank, I think, to unlock the Grand Prix for some of the tournaments. Battle room match, invite a bunch of people into a room and you kind of just keep queuing up. Free match, it's unranked stuff, and then ranked play. There's the rankings of the top people in there. They got a lot more points than me. And the rules, there's only one basic set. I mean, this game dropped like earlier this week, I think, maybe over the weekend. So free-to-play stuff. This is very free-to-play friendly so far, and it's kind of analogous to most free-to-play card games, but you get so much stuff in here. The season pass also is like $5. Well, you can buy a one-time like $5 Zenny purchase, which gives you more than you need for that. So honestly, maybe it was like $2.50, but you get a bunch of shit with that too, and I'll talk about that in a second. You got daily missions for money, a bunch of achievements that you can do, and these kind of repeat: win 5 battles with Hero X, then win 10, then win 25, stuff like that. Season Pass has its own challenges. I've already completed them in one day. Like, they're not super hard. Presents, here's the unlocks that you get. Close that. Others, just a bunch of settings. Don't worry about that. Ton of cards, I'll go into that in a second. Jewel shop, this is where if you want to buy stuff. Yeah, so you got 1,500. You got this 1,500 for $5. This one right here in the middle as a one-time thing. Season Pass was $5. It gets you a bunch of unique missions and a boost to the hero XP, and a one-time discount to craft a legendary. So, and you also got special secret cards, which aren't unique to the season pass, they just have unique artwork. So no gameplay differences, just unique artwork. A one-time discount on a legendary at half price, which is really nice to help flesh out some of these decks, and the double XP. Each experience threshold, you unlock new stuff. I was like, oh, I'm having fun. It's $2.50, I'll do it. Anyway, let's open one pack and I'll explain what's going on here. You get a ton of card packs. It's one of those systems where you can freely delete the game and reinstall it if you're one of those players who likes to just re-roll for specific things, and you get like 34 card packs basically right out of the gate as soon as you do the story stuff. But open up a card, get quite a few in here, and over the course of time, if you haven't gotten a legendary, it'll fill up this legendary charge. I had just gotten one the pack before this, I guess. But if you haven't ripped a legendary card in 30 card packs, you're guaranteed to get one. And once you've gotten all of them, I don't know how many are, maybe 10. Once you've gotten all of them, 2 for each color. Once you've gotten all of them, you're gonna start getting duplicates. But basically, you can only have one of those legendary cards in your deck. And once you've ripped through all of them, then you'll start getting duplicates. Now you can reap all the extra ones, basically disenchant them or dismantle them to get those souls back. So we'll just do that now. And here's the card list. Let me go to all. So I haven't spent any money on purchasing new card packs. I've just been reaping the any cards I have over the maximum and using the currency that the game has provided to me. And I basically have almost every card except for some of the more rare cards. And for some of them, maybe I don't have a full playset. I have 2 of these. I don't have 3. This game, you can run 3 of cards and 1 of legendaries. But yeah, it's been very nice. It's not too gated. I'm unlocking stuff constantly. I always feel like I have enough currency to buy what I want. Maybe if you splurge it all on legendaries, maybe not. But I've been working with Ryu just because he was the first character and there was a mission for it. And I feel like I have pretty close to everything that I'd want right off the bat. Here's the edit deck. Basically Hearthstone. You have 30 slots to put cards in. And you pick a color. So actually, let's just start over here. We can explain the hero arts. Click on a character. Each character has 3 hero arts. You unlock them at certain levels. Level 10 is when you unlock the 3rd one. But each character has a certain hero art, so you have a different way to play. Again, I've just been playing Ryu. But Shinku Hadoken, 7 damage to an enemy unit, and it costs 18 AP. Every time you play a card, that sort of mana cost gets added to your AP. Now there's certain cards that charge it up, but essentially I play 18 mana worth of cards and I can use this ultimate. Denji adds +2 damage to friendly units and cards in your hand, and EX Pocket, which is like a side hand. You can have 5 cards in your hand and the EX Pocket has 2 more slots, and cards can get pulled from the graveyard in there or put back in your hand in there. And gives combo, and if you just tap on it, deals the damage twice when attacking. So I was using Metsu Shoryuken for a long time in like this super aggressive face tank style deck where I just wanted to hit the player and I would put damage buffs on the cards and give them combo and deal like 8 or 10 damage every single hit. But I found more success with Shinku right here. But essentially, you kind of just drag and build out your loadouts here. Tap on a card, and it explains, gives a friendly red unit +1 attack. Again, you can have up to 3, but I only have 2. Gives +2, -2 to a friendly unit. There's the reaping and crafting costs if you need to make stuff. Some of the basic cards, you can't create them. But the thing is, so this costs 2 mana in the top left, and it's red. Gives a friendly red unit +2 attack, effective for 1 attack. There's a almost identical card, except it's better. Costs 2 mana, it's red, gives +2 attack to a friendly unit. Now, there's a reason for this. These basic cards are the ones that you just get as soon as the character is unlocked. But once you've played a little more and you've unlocked more cards, your character levels will also grant you cards. You'll get basically better versions to swap in there. So there's quite a few cards that you'll look at and be like, wait a minute, the toughness on this card is just lower than this one, like Dan. 2/3 that deals 1 damage to the unit in front of it. And he's basically the equivalent of this guy. A 2/4 that deals 1 damage to the unit in front of it. So again, just know that that's a thing in the game. Not all the cards are balanced. There's basic cards that are just statistically worse, but it's fine. Once you unlock these, you completely transition out of them, and you basically never really have to worry about it again. So you have 10, if you can see this in the bottom right, 10 sort of mana slots. The more colors you put in a deck, the less mana you have. And over the course of time, that mana bar slowly fills up. Now, there's certain cards at the bottom that cost more. So Dread King Rathalos costs 8. But all of a sudden, if I added in green, I would only have 5 mana to play with. So I couldn't use some of the more powerful costing cards. And I've never actually tried to make a super multicolored deck. -2. What happens if we went just quad colors? Can't use anything. Okay. Contains 4 color cards. Can't use anything of that. There would be a reason for this. I haven't played the game long enough to like really theory craft on taking the best bits of both decks and playing some lower costed units. I've just stuck with one color, trying to figure everything out. I've seen a few multicolored decks that have some pretty good stuff in there. But yeah, I've had fun. Instead of building a deck here, I'm just going to use one of the basic ones and do a practice match and then a free match. Battle. Well, let's do a Chronicle, and I can kind of explain what's going on here. Actually, we'll just do practice. Let's try this one. Against... Sure, you with this. So the layout of the board... Oh, one thing that's cool is all the Capcom characters, but it plays the theme music of the character you're matched up against. You can get kind of tired of hearing Nergigante's theme, and I'll touch on that in a second. But here's the layout of it. The top right shows what the enemy's AP is, and that's basically once you play a card, it gets added to the AP. Occasionally, it'll show their mana. I'm not sure how to actually like flip it between the two. I haven't found a way to consistently do that. You play a unit, and it starts building up this bar towards the other side of the screen. You have 3 slots to play units. And each character can have unique abilities. Flight, you need to have something that flies to deal damage to it. If there's no unit blocking it, then I take the damage. Inflicts halt, which basically freezes a character. So let's put you there, and we'll put you there. Active response is when the game freezes for a sec when an action card is played. You have 10 seconds to respond to it. Gives off friendly red units. And you gain like 2 extra mana to play with during this action phase. So it's pretty interesting the way that it's laid out. There's a reason for it to help you kind of chain things back and forth, and to also take advantage of opportunities to play a lot of cards that you couldn't otherwise. There's a reason why it's giving you mana like that. But essentially, like, I found it good to play stuff. This character started with the arrow basically almost full because of rush. And this thing I think just kills everything that's halted. You can tap on the hero and you'll see what their ultimate is. +2 attack to all friendly units. So I'm kind of incentivized to play a unit in every line here. I'm not really looking at what the enemies are doing or what I'm doing. I'm just playing stuff, but... I mean, you got the Great Baggy, you've got Lucia, you've got Donovan. There's so many just cool characters here. So again, the mana bar slowly fills up from left to right. And we'll just pop this. Give everybody some extra attack. Each character with their hero heart has a hero heart. Their hero art has their own unique animation. They each do a different thing. Once your bar fills up, you'll attack. And then once the enemy's bar fills up, they'll attack. It's not turn-based, it's more just real-time. You just kind of smash stuff down when you can. But I found it's a little more strategic at a higher level when you start thinking about all friendly red units. When you start thinking about, okay, I need to play this card. I need to play my bigger card after my opponent has kind of used a lot of their mana, so that maybe they don't have their removal right away. Some of the Morrigan decks in Ranked basically play like, for instance, Ibuki, which has an ability called Resonate, which gives her bonus stats every time an action card is played. So they'll save up to 10 mana, play Ibuki, then play an action card, and then keep chaining off of that. But again, that action phase gives you mana as well, so with the Ryu deck I was playing with for a while, in that sort of 10-second timer, I could think, okay, I need to burn down the Ibuki before she gets too many stats. Let me just buff all you dudes up. I need to burn down the Ibuki before she can counter it, and I need to find ways to deal with this. So you sit on mana 2 and you wait for the opponent to make a move. So that you can kind of, at the last second, do it. And that's another thing. So there is a lot of real time to this game. So you are kind of incentivized to play things at the last possible minute, right before that bar fills up and they deal their damage. You want to play the damage spells when there's nothing blocking it. Let me just resolve this. I don't have anything to play. Or use your hero ability at the last possible second. Again, you generate the most amount of mana, and you're trying to see, okay, are you actually going to play anything right before you die? Like, +2 attack, I'm going to do that at the last possible second. But it can get a little hectic when you're playing against real players, when people are like waiting to the last second, and then everyone starts dumping all their stuff. And their hero abilities in that. I've had a lot of times when I've messed up or I've done it too late, but little animation of character flying there. And the character looks like battle damage when they fly backwards. Rathalos' wings get broken, Ryu gets a little beat up. Season Pass gives you extra experience, so we do that. Play again? No, we don't need to play again. But yeah, there's a lot of characters, they all play differently. The combat is super quick. I think that was maybe later. I think that was maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes, maybe. Let me open this up. What do we got here? Freezing Rathalos. Already got some new stuff for it. But let's do a free match, and I'll use. Let's do.
I won't let the Satsui no Hado.
Let's do. Who's a character I just haven't tried? Basically all of these people.
My soul is screaming.
But I feel more comfortable with you because I've seen a lot of your cards. So let's try Rathalos in just a free match. Unranked stuff. We'll see what we get here. Purple card traits.
Show me what you've got.
All right. Let's see. It's just a basic unit. This guy has rush. And we need to deal damage, so we'll smash you in there. Okay, played a unit that traded. And looks like my guy got halted. So this is a Ryu with purple cards. Interesting. And the Dinjin is the +2 damage to stuff in your hand, I think. Friendly units. Okay. Each character obviously has their own attack and health stuff, and it sort of stacks up. It's not like they regenerate at the end of each round. I don't need to worry about that. I'll just trade with a Leon here. But again, I want to play Leon at the last possible second to block it before he can do anything, right? So 5 damage to enemy unit. Doesn't kill it, so I'm not worried about it. And there we go. Leon takes that, and I get control of the board. And we'll smash you down there. So I got units in every slot here. One of the things is you can't mulligan your opening hand, and you can't dump cards for extra cards. So you can run into instances where basically you can't play anything. And that sucks, but it can happen. Alright, well, you spent mana, so I'm gonna do this. I'm going hard in the paint right now with this bonus damage. And they kind of play out in the way Magic does. So I play something, my opponent plays something, I play something else. The top card that I played resolves, then his card, then the original card that I played. But 2/7. And we'll give all my guys this. Oh, alright, didn't even do anything. Surrendered. Kind of lost the recording there. Anyway, we back. Let's run it back. One more. Let's see if I can get a full game on here. I don't think I need to play another one. That's Teppen. That's Teppen. Ranked play, each time you win a match, you gain a star. You can't get D-ranked past the lowest point. So there's I think you start at F5, then you go all the way up, then E5. You can't demote past F5 or E5 or C or B5. There's win streaks, so you gain extra stars to rank up faster. But yeah, I'm not going to do another game. What I actually want to talk about for a couple seconds here is Nergigante. So, Nergigante. Okay. Basically, every time you queue up for ranked, you're going to hear... Yeah, you're going to hear that song a lot. Now, it's far and away the best deck. Again, keep in mind that this game has been out for maybe a week. So people haven't completely figured out the meta yet. It's obviously not as big as Teamfight Tactics or Magic Arena, so there's not a huge amount of players exploring everything. But if you queue up your ranked, 70-80% of your games are going to be against Nergigante. If you get into the higher ranks, like I'm not super high, but B5, like it's basically just black deck. So know that going in. They could have patches to change some of the stuff in there, but just understand if you go hard in the paint and ranked, that is something that's going on currently. This is 7:10, so the game hasn't been out too long. If it's much later when you're watching this review, game's probably changed since then. So basically, Nergigante has an ability where he deals damage to your side of the board, those 3 unit slots. He deals damage to your side of the board equal to the amount of health that he's sacrificed. And black cards have a lot of ways to sacrifice health, to give their units buffs, to sort of reanimate stuff, to cast certain spells, to play certain units. You sacrifice health. So it's not uncommon to have anywhere from 9 to 20 sacrificed health on that ability. And again, each time you play a card, that counter ticks up, and you can store multiple charges of those abilities. So if you play super late game, okay, Nergigante has 2 uses of this ability, and it's going to deal 21 damage to my side of the board. Okay. I don't actually think the ability is broken. I think the units are so strong, coupled with that ability. So the black units have a ability called Revenge, where if you kill them, they'll go back in the deck, and if you find them again, they're stronger. So that Revenge mechanic, coupled with certain card, for instance, there's a 2 or 3 mana cost card that fills up their side of the board with 2 3s. When you kill those 2/3 zombies, they'll go back as revenged 3 5s. Now there's also 2 10s other 3/5s, 2/5 flyers. There's like 3/7s. There's just super huge enemies that once you finally deal with them, they get even stronger. Couple that with the insane board clear that Nergigante has, and you can see why like it's just far and away the best. Again, if you played Hearthstone, board control is the most important thing in that game. It's very hard to play a creature-less deck in a game like Teppen when it's so focused on the units and the units trading with the unit across from them and blocking and dealing damage in the action phase. Like, I don't even know if it'd be possible to really deal 30 damage to the other player without any creatures at all. But again, in theory, there should be ways to deal with that. Okay, red aggro decks that just put so much pressure you can't really sacrifice that much health without dying. Like green super defensive decks that can put shield on their units to negate that amount of damage. Maybe a super control deck that can actually just trade and keep control of the board with a lot of toughness that it's not a problem. Again, game hasn't been out long enough to really theory craft all of the different ways for that. And I've recognized, which is why I completely dumped my sort of face tank aggro strategy and went to more of a controlling Ryu build. I recognized, okay, 70-80% of my matches are against black Nergigante decks. If I'm going to play ranked, I have to metagame around this specific deck. So if that's super bothersome to you, just know that's a thing. Maybe wait a couple patches for you to go super hard in ranked. But again, the story mode, the chronicles, the free play, the room matches, some of the missions that they have to play, just a different hero or a different color or whatever to get a bunch of gold and zenny and stuff. There's a lot here to like, and it's all free. I haven't spent any money. I have a really good red deck I'm happy with. I've unlocked a ton of stuff. If I wanted to build a complete deck with all the legendaries and all the epics that I needed, maybe I could sell some of the other colors I'm not playing with. But again, I've just been playing Ryu. He's level 41, but I do have the season pass, which gives me more experience. I have pulled a couple 5 a.m. bangers, but that's one character, and there's 9 more to play with different skills, with different hero arts that combo with different cards and different colors. I can't speak highly enough about this game. Again, if TFT wasn't installed on my computer ready to go, I would be playing this game over and over and over. I really like it a lot. It's free. Download it. Go. Stop watching the video. I don't have anything else to say. Bye.